Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle Podcast with Hype. This is episode 54. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hype. It's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Special guest in the building for episode 54. Introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, I'm Summaya.
That's all you gonna say though.
Yep, I'm Summaya. I'm Summaya. Neek. Yep.
Assalamu alaikum, first of all.
Walaikum salam Twitter.
All right, now let's get through the rundown. Shouts out to everybody that came out to the How to Hustle live show. How to Hustle live show was last week. It was a huge success. We was a couple of tickets shy of a sellout, but shouts out to everybody who bought a ticket, who showed up in the building. We're gonna definitely be doing those probably quarterly, but we definitely doing another one this year at some point. You stay tuned for the announcements. Make sure you're following all the pages, you know what I'm saying, and you'll be able to get that information. Custom Hustle World. Custom Hustle World is my clothing line. As you can see, this now we have t-shirts, Custom Hustle t-shirts, baseball jerseys, jackets, and sweatsuits. H2H Cleaning. H2H Cleaning is my cleaning company. Follow that at on Instagram at H2H Cleaning. Also, my bad too. Custom Hustle now has a Twitter page. It's Custom Hustle Co on Twitter. Okay, we lost one of the stations. Shouts out to Dallas, Texas. The kickback went down, but you know what I'm saying, we got plenty of connections down there. We'll be able to make something else happen soon. Every Monday, E Block Radio Network, 2 o'clock. Every Tuesday, GFT Radio Network at 2 o'clock. Thursdays, WTNUphilly.com, 12:30. Fridays, the I Say Podcast Radio Network at 10 a.m. and the THC Radio Network at 10 a.m. on Saturdays. Okay, episode 54. You ready?
Yep.
What's the worst part of love?
Oh, that's a big one. My opinion, John, the worst part of love is accepting my partner's changing state. So I can have three things. Can I say three things? Because I really feel like it's like, to me,
Go ahead.
So me, it's like knowing when it's time to let go. Some of us don't know when it's time to let go. That could be like the hardest part in love, like whether it's letting go of something that we're holding on to, like of that person we thought your spouse was going to be, or the way you thought your relationship was going to be, and coming to realization that it's not what it is, and you got to let it go. And then it's accepting my partner's changing. Sometimes they change for the better, sometimes they change for the worse, and you just got to like accept it. I don't think love should be hard. I think love should be easy, but I feel like everything has its challenges, and challenges only makes things better. Like, black diamonds, I always say. But that's my only personal thing about love. Realizing that person ain't who you might thought, they was and stuff. I don't know.
Well, you got to realize that the person that you meet at, let's call it 25, ain't the same person at 45.
Yeah,
Or
so that's
30 or
the toughest
35.
thing
So
about, yeah. But when you love a person, so my thing is like when you love them, right? You love, and you have it in your mind that this is the love, like this is how I think he's gonna be, or you put a person up on a higher pedestal, and then you after you start loving them and you realizing this ain't it. To me, that's like the hardest thing about your love. You have to come down with them. You gotta bear all changes with them.
well, absolutely. Like, I mean, that's the thing about it, is y'all got to be growing and evolving together. We got to
Right.
be always moving towards the same thing. That's how you stay in love. That's how we keep the situation going, is us always having those type of conversations, us always being in tune with what the other one is thinking, how the other one is feeling. That's why it's
Right.
important for you to have conversations and not let feelings fester, because this is one of those things I always say, like, everything that you think shouldn't be said, because what if you what if you feel like, yo, me and my wife had a baby, and now this us having this baby was the worst thing that ever happened to our marriage.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't think you're a good dad. Like, what if she thinks that? I don't think you're a good protector and provider for us. I don't think
Right.
you're a good mom. Like, I don't like the way that you handle my son or my daughter. Like, those type of things is like landmines that will blow up your whole situation. Now, just because you might feel like that at, let's just say we feel like that in March, you might not feel like that in 6 months. You might not feel like that in a year. You might not feel like that in 2 years. But if you emotionally react off everything that you think, your relationship, I don't think will ever work, because we both should be always changing, growing, and evolving. Like I said, you can't be the same person that you was at 22 that you are at 32.
Right. So that's what I said. Some change for the good and some change for the bad. Like you might be this awesome person in the beginning, but as the years, start to go on, you might start developing bad traits. So
All
that's
right,
like
so
loving a person through their bad times as well as their good times.
so that kind of leads me to where I was gonna go with my answer. Uh, my thing is the worst part is the vulnerability, is exposing yourself to all of those feelings and all of that that goes with that, because
Right.
nobody wants to feel like they're gonna waste their time.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to feel like it's 7 years later and then we're not gonna be together. It's 25 years later and we're not gonna be together. Like we
Right.
might have been perfect for each other. If we was together from 15 to 22, we might have been perfect for each other at that stage. But our problem is that we get in so many different relationships and you don't even be ready for these relationships. You don't even
Mm-hmm.
know what you're looking for, what you want, how you
Mm-hmm.
want to be treated, how you want to treat somebody else.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, you could have been 15 to 22, you in a relationship. Now,
Right.
22, you want to be wilding with your friends, whether that's a guy or a girl. So
Mm-hmm.
now, when you get in these different situations, and it's like you don't even know how to attack it. So now you 3, 4, 5 relationships deep, and you got all these different situations that you damaged from that you now bring into your new relationship, and you blaming this man or blaming this woman for some shit they ain't got
Right.
nothing to do with.
Right. So you
And
have to
all of
trust
that's
that it is love. So you have to trust that what you're feeling is love. Because
not
sometimes some
even
people, yeah, I don't feel
is
like everybody
you
feels
gotta
that.
know what it is. You gotta like you have to recognize it and know it and like really have a real conversation with yourself, really have a real conversation
Mm-hmm.
with that person and recognize, is this just what I need right now, or is this like something that's gonna last long term?
Right.
That's why I said the problem that we be having in them situations is we don't be having them real conversations. We don't be even exposing ourselves to those real emotions because, like I said, that's the worst part. The worst
Mm-hmm.
part is exposing yourself to somebody and saying like I'm all yours and you are all mine, and then you find out that she
It's a
had a
lot.
whole nother nigga on the side. Yeah,
Right.
he had a whole nother family. Like that's the
Yeah.
worst part. Like finding out that you done wasted your time.
Right. So that also goes with knowing when it's time to let go. Because some of us don't know when it's time to let go.
Some people don't want to let go because they just scared of the unknown.
Well,
Like
see,
if
for
you
me myself, I'm not scared of the. So I'm going to speak on myself. Me myself, I'm not scared of the unknown. Being as though it takes me a long time to actually love someone, like even like someone, it takes me a long time to like you, let alone love you. So once I finally do love you and stuff, I'm the person that gives the chances. But I will leave you mentally before I leave you physically.
if you left mentally, then you already gone.
Yeah, so I will leave you
Because
mentally
physically, yeah,
before
yeah,
I leave you
physically, that's
physically.
just we going through the motions. Like at that
Right.
point, that's how you got another
I'm
nigga.
there. Like
You
at that
texting
point,
and
you
all of
just there.
that.
Yeah, at that point, you just there. Like, so that's what I say. It takes me, it's not, I'm not scared of the unknown per se. It just takes me a while. Like detachment has never been like my strong suit. So it takes me a while to leave. Like I said, I will leave you mentally before I leave you physically. Like physically is the last thing. And then that's
I
when I'm
mean,
just like going.
all right. See,
Yeah.
if you lost or have a person mentally, then that's half the battle. Like
Yeah, you going. Yeah.
because yeah, like if you talking to somebody and y'all don't have a physical relationship and it's all mental,
Hmm.
like if you fucking him or her mentally before you even have any type of sex or any intercourse with them, then you won already. Because
Yeah.
that's going to easily fall in line once you already got them that way. Like
Hmm.
once mentally it's like we are on such a good level and things run so smooth with us and like it's just easy. Everybody wants love to be just easy and it's not
Right.
easy. This shit
Yeah.
is hard.
It's
It is
hard.
an uphill battle. And that's
Yes.
the part that nobody tells you about when these fairy tales when you was a kid and they always say and they lived happily ever
Happily
after.
ever after. Yes.
No, nobody living no happily ever after.
Yes.
Like I always use this as an example. Like my aunt and my uncle been together since I think they was like 15 or something, 13. They're in their
Mm.
70s now.
Wow.
I bounced things off my aunt and I bounced things off my uncle, but ultimately I have no idea what it took them for them to get 60 years down the line.
Right.
Like you will only know the surface level of somebody's relationship unless you know too damn much. And if you know too damn much, then you start forming your own opinions of what they think and how they should move in that situation, which always turns out bad, which is why you don't be sharing the information with people.
Correct.
People always look to weaponize your problems against you and say, yo, you talking about that nut ass nigga who said this, that, and whatever, or the
Right.
dumbass bitch who did this, that, or whatever. That's why you don't let
Right.
people in your business.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the wrong people anyway in your business.
Well, I mean,
I feel
the
like
right
sometimes
people.
it's good to have another person's input on something. Depending on the situation, like because somebody looking out might can see things. Somebody outside looking in can see something that you're not seeing, or they might can be like the voice of reasoning because maybe y'all two clashing heads and y'all can't seem to get it, and this person like Mike can get it. FYU. So
I
like
mean,
you might get
copy.
it.
See, like, all right, see, you keep stop personalizing your situations. I'm telling people all your business. This is international
I'm
hype.
not telling
We
people
got
the
this
business.
going
I'm just
everywhere.
saying, like sometimes that's what it is. That's not telling them my business. I don't care.
But
But it's just simple fact that sometimes everybody always like, don't tell your business, keep your business in, keep your business in. But then that person might be internalizing their situation, and then that could be doing damaging within themselves. Sometimes us women or men needs to get another opinion. It's sometimes it's good. That's just me.
all right,
You're
see, this is what I'm saying.
internalizing your damage. You're internalizing your pain, right? You're keeping all this stuff in. You're keeping all this in. You're holding it in because you don't want to tell people your business, or you don't want to be this, and that. But you're hurting yourself. When as though you can just go to a person if you trust a person, and you could ask if this person is going to give you sound advice. What's wrong with it? You're not asking them like, should I stay with this person or should I not stay with this person? You're asking for sound advice.
I'm not, nah, see, you lost me there. Because I'm not saying never talk about anything ever with anybody. Like I just
Right.
gave the example of my aunt and my uncle. I got
Mhm.
several cousins, aunts, uncles, and people that I bounce things off of. It's just, it's a different way about going about it. Some people come and give you the full clip of this is exactly what he did, exactly what she did.
Right.
That's the route that I never try to go. I always would say, hey, how would you handle, give an example of a situation? Not
Okay.
this is what we had going on and this is what she said and this is how I felt. You don't do all of that. Even in those situations, like I said, I'm going to these people have been married. These people that I'm talking to have been 20 years married, 30 years married, 40 years married. Like not my cousin who just got married 2 years ago and I know he doing this thing on the side or like none of those type of situations. Those be the problems that people will be going to. You go to your
Right.
single cousin who's never been in a sturdy relationship asking for relationship advice.
Uh-huh.
Like that
Yeah,
be the problem. That be the
yeah,
shit that I'm
yeah,
talking about, where they
yeah, I definitely
weaponize your
agree.
shit. My
Mhm.
aunt or my uncle is not coming back around saying, "Oh, you talking about the same?" Like it ain't that type of situation.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah. You only gave one though. What's your other one?
I ain't got no other one. That's it right there to me. Is how many
Vulnerability.
different vulnerability is this is why men don't be in like it be taking so long for a dude to really be in a relationship is because having to have yourself vulnerable to these different situations. Like I said, you then had a 6 year relationship with somebody and it didn't work out, and it was like, damn, I really cared and loved her and all of that, and then to find out at the end of the day it just didn't work. So
Mm,
like, how hard is it going to be for me to now do that again? Now you
mm,
was in another relationship that was 2 years or 3 years, and it's like, yo, here we go again. So now that's why I said you get to the fifth, sixth, seventh person, and it's like I got so much damage and so much just raw emotion tied up into all of my feelings and all of that about 2 3 girls ago that you never dealt with, or 2 3 guys ago that you never dealt with. So now you in a situation where you questioning the whole damn thing. You get in a relationship or in a marriage and you like, well, is this gonna work out? If it don't work, I'm gonna do this, that, or whatever. So it's like you constantly fighting yourself with all of those emotions to the point where when now you got somebody else depending on you, or you got 2 3 4 5 kids depending on you, like
right.
it turns into a whole situation where this is why people be like mentally shot with these situations is because one, you never healed from the old situation. Two, you never even really knew what you was looking for. This person might have been somebody that was just here for the moment, but you tried to square peg round hold it because my last two cousins got married. My brother got married. My sister got married. Like
Right.
everybody else
Right.
got somebody to
So
go
you
with.
trying
Like,
to,
so
yeah.
You
just to have the
just
person.
That's
Yeah.
why it could be a snowball effect so fast that you don't even recognize it. That it's been 10 years of the same BS, and you just, oh well, she's cute, and I
Mm.
don't know. We both like love and hip hop, so
It
we could get
working.
married.
It's
Yeah,
working.
it's working
Yeah.
to an extent, but like I said, it's never be. Nobody ever has that happily ever after because happily ever after ain't really a thing. I don't.
You don't believe it's a thing? Like, what if the happy ever can happen? Like, just because you might have your trials in your relationship, but what if it is possible? Like, you can still be happy, have your happily ever after.
I don't
Like, what
believe
does
you
it
can have a
consist of?
happily.
That should be a good topic too. Like what does it consist of? Like, what do you think a happily ever after is?
Copy that. Stay tuned to the How to Hustle podcast. We will be making that a situation.
Period.
Um, this is why I said I don't think it is because when you love somebody, you expose yourself to so many different things, like a bunch of stuff that you just don't even want to do, but you do it because
Right.
you love the other person.
Mm-hmm.
So for some people, if you're the type of person that looks to please other people, you can go on for the rest of your life just looking to please whoever your spouse
Yeah,
is.
right.
And you pleasing them pleases you type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have a more of a selfish individual who like I'm only gonna put up this with this for so long. I'm only gonna do X amount at a job. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really looking to do all of these things that I don't want to do. How many times you end up at the mall and you don't want to be there? You end up at a party and you don't want to be there. You don't know none of these people. She works with this girl. You met her dude once or twice. You don't even really like ball. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But you trying to keep the peace in your situation. Vice versa for a girl. You had a Super Bowl party. You don't even care about the game. After Mary J got off stage, you was ready to go home. But you know your dude had had too much to drink and you know he wanted to stay. So like
Yeah, but I think it's more so like if you find that perfect balance, that person, like if y'all can do like give
nothing
and
is
take,
perfect. You ain't gonna never
you know
find a
what I'm
perfect
saying?
balance. I don't believe.
You don't think it's a perfect balance? I think it's you.
Nothing
Sometimes
is
a
perfect. So
person
how
has
you
to
gonna have
be
a perfect
selfish.
balance?
Yeah, but I mean, like it's always gonna be a selfish person in a relationship. I understand it, but it's like, what if you can find that perfect balance, like a give and a take?
I mean, I don't think you can. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna. Excuse me. I'm not gonna say that you can't find a balance in your relationship.
Right. Right.
What I'm saying is, it's very rare because if even
Yeah.
if you have two people, even if you have two people who are like,
Two
uh,
givers. What if
two
you have two
givers.
givers?
If you
Like
have
I
two
think
givers, if you have two givers though, then nobody's looking to like nobody's getting the joy of receiving.
receiving.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we both trying to drop these dimes and nobody's trying to lay the ball up so we can score these points.
Right.
We just both giving out no look passes. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
somebody eventually like that's why I said like it's a very rare situation that I believe, but I don't think like happily ever after type. Ooh, that's a rough one. That's why it's a fairy tale.
Well,
Like,
that's why I said, what does your happy ever consist of? Because
and that's
some
why I said we'll stay tuned. Episode in the '60s, we will make that one happen.
gonna make
You know
that
what
one
I'm saying?
happen, because I definitely
Yeah.
would like to know, like, what is that? Because some people happily ever after is different from yours. So you
Everybody's
know,
is copy.
so yeah,
Everybody's interpretations and all of that is different because happiness and success, and we did that before. Shout out to Sam and Si. I'm sipping with Sammy. We did that before, where like it's a relative statement. For some
right,
people, like a 2 bedroom apartment is all I'll ever need.
right.
Some people a
That ain't
one
for me.
bedroom so a 1 bedroom condo might be all some guy ever needs because he don't got no kids and no wife.
Right.
uh the person, like I'm saying, it's a relative thing because everybody looks at different things
Thank
as
you.
success.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got 3 kids, can't have a 1 bedroom. Like this is a
That's
failure
right.
for them because
That's right.
like we got more than, you know what I'm saying, than that holds. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a relative statement that everybody's going to have their own interpretation and uh their own answer outlook on that situation because everybody needs different things. Like that's another one of those things where you get these different situations in relationships where it's like you can't love girl A the same way you love girl B
Absolutely not,
because
because they both different.
that's what I'm saying. Girl A might have had a rough upbringing and got trust issues, and girl B might have been spoiled and like
Yeah.
her expectations are different. But if you
Right.
just this is how I am and this is how the game go, then you don't have a problem.
Mm-hmm. Not even that. You might meet a person that knows what they want. Headstrong, coming at you headstrong. That's gonna make you change. Maybe make you change your outlook on things. So I think that might be a good one for them.
I've never been attracted to those headstrong.
I'm
Never liked them headstrong. Okay.
headstrong ones are good. Shout out to the headstrong women because they are
Wow, I've never
good.
been a fan of the
They are
headstrong.
definitely good. You know what you want. You coming in strong. No BS. No nothing. I ain't talking about the
Copy.
bougie ones. I'm talking about
They
the
make great
headstrong.
friends.
Yeah.
They make great friends. They make great homies. You know what I'm saying?
No, they make great wives. That's what they make. Great wives. Great business
I mean,
owners. Yes.
copy. I'm saying if that's what you're looking for, I'm saying
We looking for bosses. That's what they looking for.
that's what my
You don't
cousin,
know.
man. I ain't gonna expose him. Shout out to my cousin. He told me, man, I like a little neck action. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like a very stiff neck. You know what I'm saying?
No, no.
You know what I'm saying? I like a little problems between L3 and L4. I don't like none of
Yeah,
that.
listen.
um, but all right, before we wrap this episode 54, this one is, uh, let's talk a little bit about your business.
My business,
Yeah,
Sumi's
you want to go?
Creation.
There you
Yes,
go.
it's Sumi's Creations. I do all creative events, baby showers, wedding, romantic picnics. I do birthday parties. You name it, I'm there. All you gotta do is give me a theme, a color, or whatever it is. If you don't know, just let me do my thing, and yep, I'm there. I got you.
What made you want to go into the romantic design or
Romantic.
festive party at are you a romantic? Is that what it is?
I am a romantic. I love love. But
I
um,
love.
yeah, I like creating things. Like I can take a small space. It started from my house, decorating homes and stuff. And then my sisters and always wanted me to do their parties or their baby parties. So it started off like that. And the more I learned, the more I got into it. So I started like that, and then it just came into a business. People used to just write me on Facebook like, "Can you do my party?" or stuff like that. And then it just came about. I started getting feedback like, you should really make a business out of this. And then I just went out on a limb and made a business out of it. Alhamdulillah.
Copy that. All right, so let the people know where they can follow the business at and how can they get some jobs booked and you know what I'm saying, get in contact with you and all of that.
They can follow me on Facebook at Summaya Wood, Instagram at Sumi_Umi of 3. They can follow me there.
All
Yes.
right, copy that. Shouts out to my sister for coming on the episode 54. She's
Thank you
locked
for
in
having
every
me
week.
today.
She's locked
Yes.
in every week, and that's why we had her on this one. I appreciate the love. And
Same
again,
here.
shouts out to everybody who showed up to the How to Hustle live show. I really appreciate it. That's episode 54. We are out.